All right, guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. It's the Snake Rack Report. Today we are cutting our first clutch in about 2 months or so. I don't know if you saw that there, but you could have seen the little baby moving in there. So I made a clutch similar to this last season, but I didn't know that the dad was 100% het MJ Xanthic at that point. But I do now because I proved them out. So what we have here is the dad is an OD Blade double het clown MJ Xanthic bred to a pastel leopard clown. So what I'm looking for are pastel leopard OD Blade clowns. They're all het pied and they're pos het MJs. This is also the one where this one egg here, this was a boob egg where the one side wasn't fully kind of calcified. And it started growing this white mold on it. So I left it in there. I was like, well, you know what? These other eggs are kind of antifungal because they're fully calcified and looked okay. This one didn't look like it was going bad because the rest of it did not develop any sort of mold. So I left it alone just as kind of like a testing ground to see how the other eggs and everything else in there reacts to it and how this egg reacted to the mold too. Because there's a big difference in how much mold, let me zoom in, how much mold is here on this egg just on this one little section versus like when a whole egg is going bad and the whole thing turns purple and stinky. This doesn't smell at all. It's just there was probably some sort of something that got on there, either from inside when the mom laid it or when I was pulling it out, which is why I use gloves when I'm pulling the eggs out. But, every once in a while, I guess you kind of hit some bad luck. So we are looking for visual clowns here, and we are looking for, as many genes as possible. If I can get away from the pastel, that'd be great. Now, the pastel I don't actually think looks that bad in the blade combos that I produced, but, people don't love pastel in their clowns. So, if I could make some stuff that isn't pastel, that's visual clown, fantastic. Now, how many snakes I keep out of here is going to depend on, how many are females. This one looks like a banger for the first one. If I had to guess, definitely not pastel. That could be an OD Blade leopard, if you can see that in there. Hold on, let me move my lighting over here so it's closer to where the egg is. I don't know how I'm going to fit in here, but let's see. All right. Let's get this directly behind the camera. All right. Let's see. This snake looks fantastic. I hope it's a girl. I know because we can't test for MJ Xanthic yet, so I would keep this if it's a girl no matter what, because it's going to be a clown het pied. It's going to have some awesome genes in it. It's a beautiful snake. That's a very clean pattern. I can see some dots in there, so I'd assume it's leopard too. There could be a leopard blade. It could be leopard OD blade. But that's a really cool looking snake for the first one that we're cutting there. So I'm really happy with that. Roughly half these babies should be clowns. But obviously the more the better. So let's see. I'm actually going to move where I'm at a little bit so I can reach in here a little better. It's a very weird angle that I have this set up on. I really should have done it the other way, but let's see. Just trying to pinch the veins away. Some of these eggs are a little more plump than the other ones. It's like some of them are ready to go and some of them aren't, but it's cutting time. I usually wait for one of them to pip out, but we're at the day that they're supposed to hatch already, so I just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling here. Cool looking, maybe a pastel OD. It's a pretty looking snake. Definitely not a clown though. Ooh, there we go. Maybe that's a little better to see. It's really pretty though. It's really bright colors. So I would say it's probably a pastel OD. I will probably not keep any snakes in here if they're not visual clowns, especially female. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I'm probably producing so many. I have 2 clutches that are guaranteed MJ Xanthic in the incubator. Now those aren't going to be guaranteed clowns, but I can test for clown now. So I don't know how many of these, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I guess it's going to depend on what comes out. You know, I'd like to keep 1 or 2 from every clutch, but at some point I need to sell stuff, and I can't keep every female because then I run out of room in my racks. And I'm doing what I'm doing now, where I'm actually having to get rid of some adult females. If you're in the market, I'm actually selling the mom to this clutch right now too. So take a look if you are kind of looking for any adult females. She's a pastel leopard clown. I think we hit another clown here. This one's really pretty. Might be a pastel leopard. It's a really pretty one. Pastel doesn't always look great, but when you can mix it with something like blade or pastel or like leopard, and it doesn't look absolutely terrible. I'm glad I hit a second clown in here, so we're hitting good odds so far. So it's 2 out of 3. I think it was probably a pastel leopard. I just wish the MJ test was ready. I sent in a few of my sheds to maybe 8. I think like 4 of them were visuals, 2 of them were 100% hets, and I think 2 of them were POS hets. But they said they were not ready to give results yet because the test wasn't 100% or 99% or whatever they call it. So obviously I'm glad they're waiting until the test is ready to actually give results, but I wish it was ready because I have actually quite a few snakes that I held back from last year that I still need to test. So we hit another clown. This one looks like it's I would guess just a pastel. Now we're hitting way too many pastels for what it is. That's, I think, 3 so far. So hopefully that's it for the pastels. But again, that's a clown. So we are 3 out of 4 with clowns, which is fantastic odds. That is nothing I will ever complain about. These genes, because they're all going to be in the clown pied project at the very worst, and half of them should prove out to be MJ, that means that even this one here, this pastel, what looks like probably a pastel OD, is going to be double het clown pied. So it's not a high-end animal, but it still gets you into a double recessive project. So these animals are all double recessive projects at the worst and triple at the best. But the more visual clowns I can hit, the better. This one is not a visual clown. And can't see the head. It looks pretty plain though. I don't even know if there's anything in that. I might just be plain, just a normal double het clown pied Posset MJ, which is really crappy odds because with 4 genes, technically 5 if you want to consider clown one, that it didn't. I mean, maybe it's a blade, but I can't tell just from that. That's not very good odds though, so that kind of stinks on that one. That's very bad luck. But again, we hit the clowns, so one more clown to be 7 eggs. So I mean, technically 3 to 4 should be clowns, but I'm hoping that I hit more that look like that one, because that's really what I was hoping to get out of this clutch, was a bunch of eggs that look like this. Now, this one didn't dimple at all, so I hope it's a viable egg. It's not usually a good sign when they I mean, all of the other eggs are completely dimpled in, and I can't even get the scissors in there really, so I'm going to cut it like this. It's weird that it's due to hatch, so that there's a snake in there. It's a full-size snake. You just be very gentle with it. It's weird that it didn't desiccate at all yet. I think this one's pretty. Is that a clown? Yeah, it is a clown. Alright, you're not gonna be able to see that one very well. But that is a clown. I think that's might be an OD. It kind of looks like an OD. I don't know if you can see that in there or not. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe an OD, an OD Leo. So that's good. So there's our 4 clowns. So that's good luck. I am happy with that. Let's make it 5 and I'd be even happier. Let's get to this moldy egg and see what actually is going on inside of it. Let's get that. So I'm okay with this now. I'm happy with this clutch. Let's wipe off. See, that's what it looks like a little bit there. I think I can see the snake in there, but so that's, you can see like this dark section. That's just where it didn't calcify. So that's kind of like how a boob egg works. And you see that little bit of mold in there. I wasn't worried about it. I even kind of made a window down there. There's some green mold at the bottom. But it looks like there's a full-blown snake in there, so I'm gonna wipe it off now since we're cutting it open. I really don't want it to kind of get into the egg or affect the snake after it's cut out. Let's wipe it off. Really nice. Oop, and guess what? I see a very strong, prominent stripe. So this is telling me that it's very similar to that first snake. So maybe we get 5. Hopefully you can see that in there, because that's really cool. You see that? That's what they call a window. That's really awesome. I've never actually seen one that vibrant. So that's what they call a window, basically. When it doesn't calcify, you can see into the egg. And that stripe right there is just like the first snake. It has a real vibrant back stripe. So that's really cool. It's probably going to be a thumbnail for this video because I've never had one. I think a lot of these, when I get this big of like a window on the egg, like on the boob part, the egg's usually bad. So, you know, for it to have a big window like that and for the snake to have grown and looks like it's fully healthy, that's actually pretty neat. So that's actually really, really cool. Really happy with that. That's neat. Cool. All right, so we hit 5 clowns. Let's see what, let's see if this looks very similar to the first one. It probably is, I would have to guess. But we'll find out here in a minute. Let's see. Let's see, little guy or girl. Alrighty. I didn't want to cut that too big because that one was still kind of full too. So this one doesn't look as orange as the first one. Let me cut this a little more. I don't want to cut it too much because the veins are like right at the top. There. And this one's a little darker, but I still think I'm very happy with the pattern and the colors on that one. Let's see here. So that's really cool. That could just be an OD leopard. Maybe that other one was an OD blade leopard. Hopefully, that would be awesome. Hopefully they're both girls. That one looks really cool too. So I hit pretty good odds on this clutch, considering the fact that they're also going to be POS het MJ. So I hit 5 clowns, which is fantastic odds, and I'm hoping that keeps rolling into in the next month because my lightning pied clutches are due next month. So I hope I hit a bunch of lightning pieds in there. So I think, let me get around the other side of the camera here. And I'll zoom in a little bit. Let's see. All right, so that top one, that might be a 3 gene animal. I don't know. It's not gonna hurt there. Hold on. Let me try to get these in the light a little better. I don't know if you'll see this, but I think that's gonna be like a 3 gene. Animal, let's see. Look how cool that back stripe is. I think there's pastel OD in this one. I think it's a pastel leopard. I think that's just a pastel, so clown, not clown, pastel leopard clown, pastel clown. Let's see. I think that's not a clown. This was a pastel clown of some sort. That might be a OD Leo. So we hit some fantastic odds there on hitting clowns. So I'm really happy with this collection. I'm glad this turned out like this. I'm really hoping this one and that one on the back are both females, because not only are they really good additions to my clown pied project, they would be even more invaluable to me in a clown pied MJ Xanthic project. So really good luck here. You know, with 5 of these being clowns, I have good odds at least 2 or 3 of them hitting females. So let's, you know, keep our fingers crossed that maybe they're all females.